Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I hope you are set up to have an amazing weekend. And if you're not, this is your stop for good vibes this Friday morning. We're going to get started with an all new episode of Project Joy Live right now. Good Friday morning, everybody. How are you doing today? Let me know how you're feeling this beautiful Friday morning. It is Friday, May 17th, 2024. We're more than halfway through the month of May. Not going to say it because you already know what I'm thinking. I hope you guys are doing well today. We have an incredible show for you today. I'm so excited to be doing another segment that brings so much joy to my heart because you know what that's about. It's all about the music because we've been doing a lot of that this season, a lot of it, and I am here for it for sure. So let's talk about what's coming up on this episode in the Morning Brew. Are you yawning? Have you done your stretching, your yoga? I had to bring my husband to work this morning, and it's always a test of your personal joy when you're out in traffic in the morning. There's something special about that has you go, where is my joy level today? Where is it? We have to figure that out. I'm really excited because we have such a great show today. We've got a moment of compassion coming up for you in just a moment here, and a really good one today. Really good one. And then after our moment of compassion, we are welcoming someone onto the show who I know that I told her this because we've had her on the show before. We've had her on the Breakthrough Show. She was part of our musical evening of giving that we did. I can't believe, by the way, that it was 3 years ago last week that we were planning for that. 3 years already. I'm a little in shock at the moment, but at any rate, she's an incredible singer-songwriter, and her music, I had ordered her vinyl when she put that out, and that was at the time when I had gotten really sick, and every single song on that album had me just pushing to get through the next day. And so I'm so excited today, you guys. Rorie Kelly is here this morning for another soundtrack of our lives segment. It's going to be incredible, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. After the break, we've of course got to celebrate birthdays. We have to talk about what's coming up. I'm just going to be frank with you. If you love music, this is the day to be on the Breakthrough Show Network, because the Breakthrough Show coming up later, Gabby Ellis is on there. You're just not going to want to miss it. Miss Brittany's out there in that front row seat. Happy Friday, my friend. Good morning. And I see all of you out there this morning. Say hello. Let us know what's bringing you joy today and what's in your cup this morning. I was sharing with Rorie before the show. I have my husband's Taurus mug this morning. My daughter must have thought I needed some grounding today. So that's what we're going with. Let's get started with our moment of compassion. Here we go. All right, so we have been doing this moment of compassion for some time now, and they're just different compassion. They're based on different compassionate teachings from American Buddhist nun Pema Chodron, and just thoughts. They're all on these little cards. They're not oracle cards or tarot cards or anything like that. They're just thoughts about compassion. Card number 57 today. This is a good one. This is a really good one here. How can we be more compassionate in our lives? 57 says, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. But it's the commentary that gets me for this today. It says, work with jealousy when it's small. Otherwise, when it hits full force, you'll be swept away. The reason I love this commentary so much is because I feel like so many folks in a spiritual development world will talk about how if we are experiencing jealousy, that we haven't like evolved or arrived or gotten to that place yet where we don't experience jealousy. And I'm gonna say this like I say every other thing that we experience, whether it's anger, sadness, happiness, joy, all of those things. There is not for me ever an arrival point. It's not. I don't feel like our journey on this earth is like this linear experience. It's these constant scenarios that happen, these circumstances that happen, these people that we meet, these relationships that we create, where we're going, okay, what am I going to choose to do now? It's that constant checking in, that there's not like this, oh, well, I'm compassionate now. I don't ever have to work on that again. I'm not jealous now. I don't ever have to work on that again. And so I love this commentary because what I feel like she's saying here is we get those feelings that pop up where we experience jealousy, where we go, oh, I wish I had that. And raise your hand out there if you've ever, had that thought before. I wish I had that. I wish I could do that. Or feeling like, someone's better than you in some kind of way. And so I love the idea that when we like to check in with that, when we experience that feeling, to go, okay, so I feel this. What am I going to choose to do with it right now? How am I going to behave based on that feeling that's popping up? Brittany saying, what's bringing me joy today is this heating pad. It's the little things. Yes, 100%. I love my heating pad. I think it's the next best thing that I keep in my bed. I'll just say that. I love my husband so much, but I also love my heating pad. Miss Teresa is here this morning. Good morning, Teresa. Always good to see you. Danielle is joining us today, and we've got hands raised. Absolutely. Absolutely. We experience that jealousy from time to time, but then it's how do we be more compassionate towards ourselves and other people? And for a moment, what does jealousy have to even do with compassion? Because when we choose to stay in that place of jealousy, it minimizes our compassion, because then other things creep in about being angry or not being in gratitude and things like that. So I love the idea to check in when it's small and say, okay, what am I going to do with this? Am I going to choose to sit in it right now? Or are we going to, if it's something that you want that someone else has, ask yourself, what am I going to do to get that, if that's what you want? Or is what they have, this is a good one, even necessary in my own life? Is what they have even necessary in my own life? Teresa said, I have this weird thing I feel when someone has an awesome skill I've never heard of. Not sure if it's jealousy, but when I follow it to the end, I find that I'm actually inspired by that person. Yes, I love that. So reframing it too, that's such a great skill to have, Teresa. Thank you so much for sharing that. Miss Rhonda is out there joining us from Spirit Sessions this morning as well. Good to see you, Miss Rhonda. One of the things that I will say that I've really worked on that space of jealousy is in the world of music. And I have talked about this very recently when a couple other people were on the show about how when I was growing up and singing, like ultimately that's why I fell away from the world of music, is because I always felt like I couldn't be like the people that we heard on the radio, like that there was this not enoughness that was there. So I stopped music and I stopped singing. And I'm super glad that there are other people in the world that haven't done that. One of those people is our guest today. She is an incredible singer, songwriter, not too far from me over here in New York. We've got to, I'm going to make this happen. By the end of this year, I'm going to go see this person. Miss Rorie Kelly is here today. Everybody put your hands together, and we're going to have another soundtrack of our live segment right now.
This girl won't back down, won't back down. This girl won't back down. Oh.
Rorie Kelly is here. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy you're here today.
I'm so happy too. This is like one of the few reasons I would get up early on a Friday morning. So I just thank you for being that person.
Oh, I think, thank you. Listen, I don't take for granted that there are a lot of people that don't do mornings, and then sometimes from the West Coast, like it's like 6 a.m. and people come on the show and I'm like, I just so appreciate that.
Yeah, I have friends on the West Coast who wake up before I do, and I'm like, better y'all than me. Like, nah.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's been a minute since you've been on the show. And so it's nice to catch up as well. Though you and I met behind the scenes because you participated recently in doing an interview as part of the friendship paradox that's coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, which I am so excited about. That
Yeah.
came at the right time in my life too, I have to tell you. Like, friendship has been a topic for me these last few
Mm.
years.
It seems to be for many of us. I don't know what is going on, but it's this. I don't know if it's just an awareness or how fast things are moving now that things just aren't what they once were. I don't know. It's strange.
I think a lot of people too have gone through like big transformations in the last 2 years
Mm.
or last 4 years. It's 2024. Oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
like 2020 was a crazy time. A lot of us went through like emotional kind of overhauls. And I think that we came out of it like wanting to support and be supported more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's better to do. I like doing life together. I like to be able to check in. And even though you and I hadn't talked for a little while, it was so nice to like sit and have that conversation. And other people's energy really do, like when you find people that your energy meshes well together, it just feels so nice. And you're just like, that's so much better than being by myself.
It's amazing. I
Yeah.
just saw a meme that was like, you should strive to be a little bit in love with your friends because life is better that way. And like, that's the way I
I
feel.
love
And I
that.
didn't have that for all of my life because I was
Mm.
like the bullied kid in high school, whatever. And now I'm like, wow, like life can be amazing every single day just because the people I surround myself with. It's beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Better together, Rhonda says. Yes, the transformation, 100%. Everybody saying good morning to Rory this morning.
Good
Love it.
morning.
And good morning, Nancy. Good to see you today as well. So, listen, we've been doing the soundtrack of our live segment, and I'm so excited to play this little game with you this morning because we've been creating quite the playlist over on Spotify, which has been a lot of fun. So, I'm going to ask you a series of 5 questions, and what I tell everybody is like, don't worry about thinking of like the number one song. It's the number one song right now. So
Love
if
it.
I say something like, don't worry it could change for me, it could change in 5 minutes.
Me too. Me too. Because I love a
So
lot
this
of
is,
music.
yeah, this is right now. Okay.
Okay.
So number one, before you go to sleep at night, you know that you want to set an amazing tone for a great day tomorrow. What song are you setting as your wake up alarm?
Ooh, okay. As my wake up alarm, I was ready to have a go to bed song, and then you said wake up alarm. Okay, I think that the song I'm putting on is it's called "Fill Me Up," and it is by Sean Colvin. It's also a great road trip song. It's about her traveling and like that loneliness of like being traveling and kind of being, like without anyone and how those little interactions with strangers mean so much to you. And it just
I
like
love that.
has such a sweet vibe and puts me in a better mood whenever I am.
I love it. I love it. That's a great. I don't think I've heard that song, but I do know the singer, so I'll have to go check that
Yeah.
out. Okay, you're in a nostalgic mood and thinking about your childhood. What song are you putting on?
Ooh, nostalgic thing about child. It's got to be a Beatles song, because I grew up listening to the Beatles. So I'm thinking like in my life is very obvious nostalgic. I'm not going to choose in my life.
Okay.
I'm going to choose. I think I'm going to choose Help because I just
Ooh.
remember that being a song that was like on my radar as a kid, and like we watched the Beatles movies, we watched A Hard Day's Night, we watched Help, and it was like it's just like emblematic for me of like that era.
Mm,
Yeah, I was a
yeah,
big Beatle fan when I was a kid.
I
I
love it.
still am.
Okay, do you want to hear a fun fact?
Yes.
Okay. So both my mother and my uncle were really big Beatles fans. And I heard that they were both going to name children after Beatles songs. My cousin got Julia. Um,
Nice.
I almost was named Prudence.
Oh, wow.
My dad,
I
no, thank you, Dad. Shout out to Dad. As crazy as it was being like the 15th Jessica in my graduating class, I think I feel like a Jessica, not a Prudence.
Yeah, Prudence is like that's a beautiful song, but it's a tough name in my opinion.
Yeah.
And there's not any real good nickname. It just is like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful song, not something I would saddle my child with.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Thanks, Dad. Okay. So number 3. This is going to be a good one. I can feel it. Rorie is really, really ticked off. Someone made Rorie really mad. Or maybe Rorie made Rorie real mad. Either way, what song are you listening to as you let that rage happen?
Okay, it's Alanis Morissette, but it's not the one you think.
Okay.
Because I'm that person. I'm a huge Alanis fan, and I've listened to everything in her catalog and seen Jagged Little Pill. It's a song called Woman Down, which if you haven't heard, is amazing. And
Oh,
it is about the way that society devalues women and like but, like, it's not like this big angry feminist rage song, which I have a lot of angry feminist rage and I'm here for, but it's, like, very much about, like, listen, this is the psychology, this is how it happens, and this is how we, like, denigrate each other, like, let's not do it, and it's, like,
yeah.
really powerful, really driving, and, like, oh, it's such a good song, you have to hear it. It's the
I
law.
love it. I have not heard that one, and I consider myself pretty like I love Alanis, but I'm shocked. I haven't heard that one. I haven't heard that one.
I'm
I
a
need to go
weirdo, and
do
you're
that.
gonna get all weird deep cuts and or local music, and I'm sorry, that's who I am.
No, I am here for that. I love that because typically that's me. Though like I'll listen to very weird. It's definitely me in my house. Like I'll be listening to something or I'll mention someone and my husband blesses he's not good with names of things. He'll hear something and be like, "Oh, I know that." He doesn't know the name, he doesn't know who sang it, he doesn't know what year it came out. None of these things. And so I'm always that person, at least in my house, where no one knows what I'm talking about.
That's so
Great.
funny. I'm
It's
I'm
great.
I am the person who's bad at titles, like, because 'cause I'm a millennial, I grew up listening to CDs, so I was the person who was like, "Track 3," and now that means nothing.
Right. It means absolutely nothing. And I feel like it's more confusing for me that there aren't really there's not as many albums as there used to be. Like it used to like every before it was like you'd have to buy maybe occasionally you'd get the one little single you could buy on CD or cassette or whatever, but everybody's putting out like singles or single tracks now. So I'm just like yeah. Um, sometimes he doesn't know the lyrics either. That's correct. That is my husband makes up his own songs regularly.
I'm
So
here for
okay.
that.
Number 4. So you mentioned road trip. This is going to play into that. You're going on a long road trip. What 3 songs are must-haves on that playlist?
Oh, thank you for giving me 3 because I have so many
I,
feelings about this. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 2 indie bands, and I don't know what the third one's gonna be yet. Okay, the first one is Jump Little Children, a band you have probably never heard of, but so should hear of. And the song is called Just a Second. It's a perfect, beautiful road trip song. It's about someone leaving on a road trip and like wanting to keep them a little longer to say goodbye.
oh,
It's so sweet, and also it's my all-time favorite band, so it's got to be on there. It's the law.
okay.
Um, Second one is it's by a band called Red, Wanting Blue. I'm Your Husband right now. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can like remember. I could sing it to you.
Maybe it'll come. We've had the
It'll
audience
come
help
to
before.
yeah. So it's Red, Wanting Blue is an Ohio band, and I lived in Ohio for a couple of years, and they have a lot of songs that are about traveling. Walking Shoes is the name of the song. It is about being on the road. It is about that again. Like I'm a musician, and I just hit with this, that
Yeah.
loneliness of like I'm on the road. I'm not permanent in anyone's life, but I'm having all of these experiences.
Yeah.
It's like it's lyrical. It's like also it just feels really good. It feels really driving.
Yeah. I love
Um,
it.
yeah. And song number 3 is by my friend Christine Sweeney. It's called Drive. And if you have not heard Christine Sweeney, christinesweeney.com. She is an awesome singer-songwriter, and it is about just that call, you know?
Yeah, I love it. What I really love about your choices here is that they're all about road trips, like or going somewhere, you know, like or drive, like car. Okay, so I am very much a literal person in that way, and I tell everybody all the time that I am a walking soundtrack. I actually have, when I see people, I have certain songs that are associated with them and pop into my head. Nobody knows this. I actually talked about this yesterday in an event we did, but nobody knows I've never told anyone what their song is. I just have this, it's really crazy. But I also, somebody will say a word and it's automatic in my head. It's like a musical all the time. And so when you say like, you know, road trip, I think of like Drive, or, you know, The Cars, or, you know, things that are obvious, like the obvious choice. You know,
Yes.
go there. But so I love that your songs are kind of like that too, for that choice.
Well, also, like, I'm a touring musician, so, like, I'm always on the road, and so those songs hit my heart, and I'm aware that a lot of musicians write a lot of those songs, and I'm like, "This might be boring for other people," but it really feels like, you know, like, songs about being on the road are, like, experiences that I have lived, and I'm like, "Maybe not forever, maybe everyone else is just like, enough, guys," but I love it.
Yeah. Danielle said she associates songs with people as well.
That's fascinating. Like, I'm like, that's fascinating to me. I don't feel like I could put one song on one person because, like, people are so multifaceted and like, but I'm like, now I'm curious. Now it's like, what is your birth card, right? I'm like, what song are you? I'm so like, I love this.
Yeah, I feel I said yesterday, I said maybe one day when I feel ready to do it, I'll like put a blog out that like just is like a spreadsheet of like everybody's name with their song. We'll just do that.
Right?
People will like, am I that Rorie? Is that the one? Am I the one she's talking about with that song? I'll just put like first name.
I love it. I want to do like, you know how we have like, we were talking about astrology before, like sun, moon, and rising. Like, what is your sun, moon, and rising song?
Yes.
Like, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we should do that too. I know Danielle would be down for that as well. All right. So final song.
Okay.
Or final question. You are being going on stage to give the biggest talk or performance of your life. What song are you walking out to?
Oh my gosh, what song am I walking out to? Wait, this is so much pressure. This is hard.
I'm sorry, but I'm also not. Okay.
No, I understand. And I've actually have thought about this over the years. There was a period in my life where it would be like this soundtrack to Xena. I might go with that. I feel like that's what I'm walking out to. I'm walking out to the theme song to Xena Warrior Princess.
That is amazing. I can find that on Spotify.
I don't know if you can either, but that's my choice.
Oh my God. So if we're missing a song from the playlist, you guys, that's
why. It's my fault.
That's fantastic though, and so unexpected. And Brittany, you're going to hear about this after the show. That's all I'm going to tell you, because now that's going to be stuck in my head the entire day. Teresa said Beatles are my all-time favorites, but Anthony won't play them when we are on the road because I get too excited and cry.
Oh my God. I have albums like that. I used to drive around listening to the very best of Jackson Browne. It's like everything on there will fill your heart and your eyes with tears. And hazardous.
Jackson Browne is an incredible, songwriter. I mean, just so good. So good. You know who was down the street over here last night actually was David Foster was right down the road at Guard Theater with Catherine McPhee, which a lot of people know from American Idol. So I think about songwriters all the time. I'm like, where does that come from? No idea. I have no idea. I've written some things myself, but I feel like they're never as deep as like some of your stuff too. I'm just like, I think like what much you really had to have gone through to come up with lyrics like that. Like it's such a gift.
Or maybe it's a practice though, because like you've written a few things, but what if that was like for me, that's like my everyday filter. I
Yeah.
feel like I learned to write and talk and express myself in lyrics before I learned how to be like a functioning person in a
Mm.
conversation, for better or worse. You know what I mean?
I love
But
it.
like, if you spent time in that like language every day, a lot would probably come out. I think people put a lot on like, oh, this is magical. Like no one else could do it. And it's like, if you show up for your creativity, a lot of magic can happen. That is my belief.
Yeah. I love that. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys took that down. But somebody needs to stitch that on a pillow too, because that's good.
Yes.
That is good. Speaking of your music, okay, so we've covered some of your favorite things. We want everybody out there, of course, to be listening to Rorie Kelly music. What 2 songs, if they've never heard your music before, do you think that they should listen to and consider adding to the soundtrack of their lives?
Okay. So the first one I think is going to be If You Teach a Bird to Sing. Because I have
Yes.
had people tell me it is the sound. I've had people get the lyrics tattooed on their arm, which is like amazing. Like I'm an indie songwriter, no one knows who I am. That's amazing. And it is about rising strong. It is about showing up as your own knight in shining armor when no one else is showing up to do the task. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of people have lived that and need it. So that is my number one. It's called If You Teach a Bird to Sing.
Love that.
Now for the second one, I think you might know what song I'm thinking of. Am I allowed to tell you a song that has like a big F-bomb in the chorus? Because I won't.
Hell yes.
Okay, good. It's Up From Here. Because
Yes.
that one, I have also been told by people, it is a soundtrack song for when they're having a horrible day. That's what it's about. It's about like you're having a horrible day and you're like, screw it, world. I'm going to have a great day anyway. There is nothing you can do to keep me down. And like you just embrace that chaotic energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. All right. So I know we didn't prepare for this. Can you give everybody that little chorus piece? Can you?
Oh, am I allowed to say it? Am I allowed
Yeah.
to? Okay. Okay. So the chorus goes like, you cannot be serious the way you're jerking me around. This bad luck is hilarious because you can't keep this fucker down.
Yes.
And I make everyone sing it with me. And I always have one like adorable little old lady who comes up to me and I'm like, oh no, I must have offended her. And no, she comes up and she's like, I love the fucker song. It's happened to me several times at shows. And I'm always like, yes, like rock on. Like elder women have their inner rage and I'm here to assist. I so love it.
They do. They do. Okay. So, you know the song by Pink, Never Gonna Not Dance Again? Do you know? Okay. Love that song. So my girls go to line dance at Dance Country and they have a dance to that song, which that song makes me, I don't know why that song makes me tear up every time. Like it's so good. But there's the one line when she says, give 0 fucks. And I'm watching them dance to this the other day. There's a lot of older women in the class, and when she said it, they all went woo.
Yes, I love it. Well, that's the thing. You get older and you shed your fucks, right?
Yes.
Like I remember turning 30 and like having fewer fucks to give, and I'm about to turn 40. And I'm looking forward because I understand that 40 is the time when you release all of your fucks. It's the fuckless 40s. I'm very excited.
Yes.
So by the time you're like 70, like who knows? You're just like, whatever, man.
And it does continue. So I just turned 43 and it does continue. It's like, every year you just keep dropping. I mean, I hope nobody's just tripped over them on the ground. All the ones I'm dropping.
Just a few fucks lighter every day.
That is what it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys have got to tell everybody where they can find your music. And do you still have some of the vinyl that you came out with, or tell everybody what you have?
Yes. So thank you for asking. So I'm putting in the chat. That's my YouTube channel, by the way. Oh, this comment has failed to post. I'm not putting it in the chat. But you can find me at my name, Rorie Kelly, RorieKelly.com. And if you type that name into any music streaming or social media site, pretty much you will find me. Sometimes the search will suggest Tori Kelly, which is mean and rude. It's not. I'm not Tori Kelly. I'm Rorie Kelly. RorieKelly. You'll find me. And yeah, there is vinyl still available.
Love it. Love it. And I put it's down in the chat for everybody. Yes, 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 yes. Danielle said, give less and less every day. Brittany said, I feel like older women dealt with so much. So by the time they get to a certain age, they're just like, fuck it. That's it.
Right. Like women are socialized to be polite and take care of everybody. And then they get older and they're like, never mind. Just can't take care of yourselves. Fuck it.
Never mind. I need a shirt that just says never mind and just have people wonder. It's not a Nirvana reference. It's just my life. Never mind.
Just never mind.
I love it. I love it. Rorie, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. This was wonderful.
Love it. Love it. And make sure you guys check out Rorie on social as well, because she does amazing tarot readings and all kinds. She's very multi-passionate, which we obviously have all the multi-passionate people on the show. So that's where you can find her on social. We're going to take a quick break, you guys, and we'll be right back with birthdays and announcements. We'll see you in just a moment.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Fun Friday, everybody. Friday, May 17th, 2024. Rorie is amazing. I just love her. I know Brittany was saying that it was such a fun segment. I know you guys are really enjoying the soundtrack of our live segment that we've been doing as well. And very excited that we'll be having another incredible soundtrack of our live segment next Friday with a friend of Rorie's. Nicola Vasquez is going to be here. So very excited to have her back on the show and share her amazing soundtrack that has run. I just assume in this segment that everybody is like me and has a soundtrack running in their head. So that's why we're doing this. We are running up on time, everybody. So let's talk about birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
Listen, we didn't have a show Wednesday because my son had a doctor's appointment, and so skipped the show Wednesday, and then we had yesterday's birthdays and then today. So there's a lot. So I don't know that I'm going to have the lung capacity to do this for you guys today. So we're just going to find out. But yesterday and the day before, we had 4 different Breakthrough Show Network alums that had birthdays yesterday, which I didn't realize they were all the same day. But Kathleen Gage, Jenny Landgren, Paula Yoles, and Tamia Montessori all had birthdays yesterday. Happy birthday. The celebrities in my life yesterday as well. Stacey Zemansky, Nancy Colby, Lisa Engel Franklin, Caitlin Marie, all had birthdays as well. In the celebrity world today, 2 people that have passed on now, Bob Saget and Bill Paxton, had birthdays today. Derek Huff, you guys might know him from Dancing with the Stars, 39 years old today. Couple music people, you ready? Or 4 music people actually have birthdays today. You ready for this? Candy Burris, 48 years old, from Escape. You guys might remember that band from the 90s, or that girl group. Loved them. Jordan Knight from the New Kids on the Block, 54 years old today. Happy birthday, Jordan Knight. Trent Reznor, frontman for 9 Inch Nails, 59 years old today. And Enya, that took me back for a minute because I used to love listening to some Enya. 63 years old today, Enya is. So happy birthday. Richard Koch has a birthday today. Kelshel Burke, Kimberly Summers, Luann Marie. You see how many birthdays there are? I'm going to run out of air. I don't know if I could do this. Okay. You ready to get our birthday song on? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. I'm gonna breathe. Bob Saget, Derek Huff, Candy Burrs, Bill Paxton, Jordan Knight, Trent Reznor, Enya, Richard Koch, Kelshel Burke, Kimberly Summers, Luann Marie, Kathleen Gage, Janny Landgren, Paula Yoles, Tamina Montessori. See, I had to breathe. Stacy Szymanski, Nancy Colby, Lisa Franklin, and Caitlin Marie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating today and have over the last couple of days. And those of you who are tomorrow and Sunday, I will get to you Monday. Oh, that's just how it's going to work because there wasn't enough breath for me today. It just wasn't happening. Let's talk about what's happening on the Breakthrough Show Network this afternoon and going into the weekend. All right. So, really excited. I mentioned that this is a day for music. The Breakthrough Show is coming up today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time with special guest and my friend, Kathy Ellis, who is quite the local celebrity at this point. She is the lead singer for Don't Tell Lisa. That's one band. The British Legends of Rock. That's band number 2. The Best of Led Zeppelin. That's band number 3. Plus all of the other things that she does. She is also a clinical psychologist. We talk about mental health on the show today, and many, many other topics. Being multi-passionate, which we know about here on the show. So make sure you tune in today, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, to talk about the incredible Kathy Ellis. Really, really excited to have her on the show. After we finish here today, go get checked in. Go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club. We have our virtual co-working happening. Check-in is at 9:55. We go from 10 to 12 today. Work together, be held accountable. All you need is you and your to-do list. We really have a good time together. So join us for that. Tomorrow morning, as we do every Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Soul Saturday morning coffee is happening. We go down the rabbit hole with deep inspirational questions on a Saturday morning. Again, it's the Breakthrough Show Network.club, the Breakthrough Show Network.club. You can join us in our virtual community there. It's a lot of fun. And Saturday, on a personal note, is a very big day over here in our house. My oldest daughter, Nina, is graduating high school Saturday at just 16 years old. So proud of her. And so we're going to be celebrating her with the graduation on Saturday. And then Sunday, we're having a reception for her and everything. My dad's coming into town. It's going to be great. So congratulations ahead of time to my daughter, Nina. I'm sure that I'll be showing photos and everything else on the show on Monday. And I appreciate everybody who has sent her good vibes for this big weekend for her. Next week, we have lots going on. So I always recommend that you go to the breakthroughshownetwork.com or .club and check out our calendar, which has all of our shows, all of our virtual events. Next week, we have so much happening. We have meditation. We have a workshop. We have a craft circle. We have virtual co-working. We have shows and a partridge in a pear tree. So I hope you will join us for all of that. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here today. Special thank you to our guest, Rorie Kelly, for being here today. She is amazing. Make sure you check her out at RorieKelly.com, RORIE, not Tori, RorieKelly.com. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make every day a great day for a breakthrough, but also make joy a priority in your life today and every day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I've been lifting myself up, yeah,